But it's Madueke news, man. I mean, how do you do this? How do you guys keep on doing this? How do you keep on selling players that aren't worth the money for big? Like, how do you do it? Can you give us a crash course? Like I said to Rans today, like you need to give everyone like people lessons on how to sell players, bro. Like genuinely.
We just know how to shine up rejects and rubbish products into magnificent things. We know how to display. You know, when you go to a shopping center or your particular shopping, you see lovely displays, and then you go in and it's bare criminal stuff.
Yeah.
It's not but from the outside, it just looks beautiful. We just good at that. There's a banter that's going on social media right now that apparently Arsenal are part of our multi-club model, structure. So we got Strasbourg. We deal a lot with Brighton, and now we got a sister club, Arsenal, always helping us out when needed. Do you know what I mean? Look, honestly, banter aside, Saeed, I don't know how we do this. They keep falling for it. They keep taking. I mean, the list goes on. David Luiz, Peter Cech was all right, but he didn't do much over there. I think he only won an FA Cup. David Luiz, Jorginho, Havertz, Willian. Now Madueke. I mean, we're taking the piss. We're literally taking the piss out of them, and they keep falling for it, bro. They keep falling for it,
bro. But my thing is like the money you're getting, because you bought him for, I think, around about
30 million or something.
Like you're selling him for like listen, he hasn't improved 20 million, does he? You know what I mean? But this is the market though. The market is now crazy where they're looking at signings and like, well, hold on a minute. If we're getting this player here, we want a lot of this.
English international player. Do you know what I mean? There's a tax for that. So
wow.
No, we have to be honest, Saeed. I'll be real. I think when we're talking about him going up by 20 million, why would he not go up by that price? In the 2.5 years that he's been here, he's been, I'm not going to say he's been a good Premier League player, but he's been a steady Premier League player. He's had improved seasons from where he was before at PSV. He's been playing at Chelsea. He's becoming an England international. He's won a trophy. His price has to go up by at least 10 to 15 million. If you're being on the easy, like if you're being reserved, you'd say 10 to 15 million. It's probably right that Chelsea expect around 50 to 55, considering how much they paid for him.
If Elanga's going for, what was it? How much did Elanga go for Newcastle? 55.
But Elanga got 11 though.
What's Madueke's? I don't know.
Madueke's like numbers aren't great. Like, you know what I mean? He got a hat trick in one game, which kind of inflated his numbers. If you know what I mean.
Let me just have a quick look as well.
8 Premier League goals, I think he finished on.
Like he's seven last season, 5 the season before that, 1 season before that. You know what I mean? It's like, really? Are these numbers suggesting a £50 million player? Really?
It's not, but as I said, Elanga is not like miles better than Madueke. Do you know what I mean? I'd say Elanga's a little bit better, no doubts about that. But I don't think he's miles away. So when you think about that perspective, if Elanga's going for 55, and Madueke, as I said, he's an English international. Do you know what I mean? Like he's playing for England. So there's a tax for that in itself. So look, I think 50 million will do the job. I think the initial bid was 45 plus 5 in add-ons.
Yeah.
But I reckon the second bid that's going to come hopefully within the next 24, 48 hours will hit the 50 million fixed and maybe 5 add-ons on top. So, and then they'll do the trick.
You know what's mad, Jones? Yeah, like with Arteta, he's got an obsession in it with kind of almost like improving players in it, and I get it. Like I don't see him basically being a backup now. I see him basically playing on that left hand side. I really don't see him being a backup. I can see him playing games. If you ain't buying a backup for 50 million or 55, he's playing on that left hand side, and Martinelli will have to be maybe a rotation player. He might have to be the one that.
I don't think that'll be the case though. I can see Martinelli being still the starter. I think Martinelli is probably the better of the two players. Maybe not as good at dribbling because he's always running with his head down and so on. But Madueke, for me, when it comes to the final, to be fair, they both leave a lot to be deceived in the final third. So when it comes to goals and assists, it's probably going to be those two competing for that left wing position. But Madueke has not played a lot of left wing. A lot of people keep saying, yeah, he can play both sides. He's played recently for Chelsea on the left-hand side, very recently. But I looked at his stats the other day. In his whole career, he's made 11 appearances off the left wing. He's not a left winger. He's not someone that can specialize off that side. And if you're spending £50 million for him to play off that side, then I don't know what Arteta is doing. Like I said, he's got this love relationship with trying to bring players back from the dead, trying to make them something that they ain't. And if he's trying to create Madueke into a left winger, something that, I mean, Chelsea have clearly seen enough of him to show that that's not his game. He goes around the outside on the right-hand side every single time. He always makes his way to the byline. He's not a player that cuts in and shoots. Sort of like, if you're on the left-hand side, you look at a Callum Hudson-Odoi. He hasn't got that ability to chop at his player, cut inside, and actually have an effective shot. So I look at Madueke on the left-hand side and say, this isn't going to work out. £55 million, you're talking about 50 million fixed fee. It just goes to show bad business from Arsenal again. And everyone keeps going to Arsenal, you know, they're spending money. Why are they complaining if they're spending money? I mean, when you look at the money they've spent over the last however long, the money doesn't look like they've spent it appropriately. Again, 50 million on a player that's going to have no difference. You're taking a sideways step. It's not like he's the step forward to you guys winning the league or the Champions League. You're stepping sideways. Just like when they brought in Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, many people thought that he was going to be a needle mover and take them a step forward in striker. But everyone knew watching Gabriel Jesus, he's not a goal scorer. You cannot be a goal striker. So you spent £45 million on a player that was always going to be a squad player eventually. So I just look at their business and see this as being something they've done quite frequently, and they love to pick up the other big teams' rubbish. They're always shopping in the market of Chelsea's bins. Like they take the saying too literally. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. They take that shit way too literally, bro. Way too literal.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is he's not even a treasure. Like, and on top of that, everything my man said. On top of that, there's a lot of people don't talk about this. Chelsea fans know about this. Madueke is an egotistic person, man. He's got like a lot of attitude problems that we've faced. So this guy, I don't know. People talk about him being a backup for Arsenal. I'm not sure whether he's up for being a backup so willy-nilly. Like, he's going to go there and he's going to be like, I'm not coming here to be a backup. And if I'm being honest, I don't think he's good enough to be a starter. So Arsenal, I don't know what they're doing.
But it kind of leads the question of what you're gonna do with that money. You know, Miz, I know you got that, collecting all that money. You know? Listen, I see you got 80 million. How much you got from this World Cup so far now?
I'm hearing we've collected 85, and then hopefully if we win the entire thing, that's more than Champions League winner. That's like more than 120 or 130 million, something ridiculous. Wow. So 85 is already in the bag.
Wow. So we're looking at some decent money, bro. You know what I mean? Like, can you afford Garnacho in that? Is that something that you
shit. My God. You built me up and then you throw Garnacho there. Oh, brother. I'm putting my two hands together.
But I need to do my sales, man. I need to sales, man. You know, I need to
not to us. That, honestly, that player scares me, bro. That player scares the living daylights out of me. Not even just the footballing side of things. My man Faz gave him advice, and that's doing millions views. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy, man. He got cooked for that.
He got cooked for that. This guy's brother is a big problem as well. His brother is a huge problem. Yeah. Look, Saeed, I beg you, bro. Not us. Find Napoli. I don't know if Napoli's interested in him. Just don't send him to us. I don't know why we admire this player.
That's what Fabrizio said, yeah. He wants to stay in the Premier League. And I'm like, where's he going? I can't see.
Like, Nottingham Forest. Alanga's gone. Send him to Nottingham Forest. Beautiful club for him. Lovely. Send him there. Not Chelsea, please. We don't want this. We just don't want this.
Bro,
I'm praying, bro.
I swear now, bro. We missed. I think we missed a chance in January, though. That was our moment to sell him, man. And obviously, that's when you were very, very interested in him.
We were close.
Scary.
We were close. The here we go was, I think, moments away, bro.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. But United were asking for some crazy demands, bro. 70 million at the time. And I was like, bro, please be reasonable. 40, 50. But then again, the market now is crazy, bro. Because now, if you now sell a player now, it's crazy now. If you do well in terms of selling, that's going to be used against you now. You know that, man. Like, if you sell a player now for 50 million, you've got 50 million plus money that you would have had to spend on the player. It's mad.
But to be fair, it's always been like that, Saeed, man. Because if you remember days when, even just yourself, when you guys sold Ronaldo and everyone knew that you had money and like you need to sign players, they're getting all these extra 5-10 millions out of you because they know you've got fees. Like even when we sold the Bale money, teams didn't want to negotiate on us. When they did, they were throwing big price at us because they know you just sold a player for 100 mil. You've got the money in the bank there, and it's always been like that in a way. But now it's like teams are going like extra mile to say that, oh, your play, you value your player at this price, which is always stupid price. Oh, so that means we value our player at this price. And then that's where we're seeing the market and everyone at the moment, 55 million pounds is just the perfect fee where every club wants to accept. I want 55 mil. I want 55 mil.